Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the Dojo Rescue. TIMA, the Institute of Martial Arts. I've got these two bad boys and me here to help you guys with your sales process. We've spoken about the process in itself, the trial classes, and now we're going to highlight the join-up phase of it. So they've done the trial classes, they've seen the tour, they sort of know what programs, they've had a taste test. Now we're sitting down in front of them and we're like, let's do this. Put your signature on the line.
Before we go into this, I was just thinking in the last couple of videos that we've had here, we've given you guys some gems. I know we don't tend to guide people and say, hey, you should do it this way. But honestly, when we spoke at a recent event and I presented with the guys and let them know how much we charge, their heads nearly fell off because we charge a lot for a martial arts school and the tuition there, but the value they get far outweighs the investment they're putting into that. So this process that we're about to discuss has been refined, so we're not just, you can do any process you want and charge whatever low fee you want. You're generally going to get most
of $10 a week.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
The buffet.
But this process has been refined.
Throw them in class, who cares?
So that we can charge a premium. So again, guys, search it out, do what you can, but honestly, we're talking from the truth here about this stuff works at a high-end level. So let's dive in.
All right, so the join-up. So I mean, look, as I said in a previous video, I think we used to do that whole, hold the fees back and get down there and that join up. However, the trial, let's say it was a month free, 7, doesn't really matter now. We're past that. Whatever you did to get them there, you're sitting down. And that whole, I just remember it so clearly. We used to write the fees down and it was just sort of like, it was like you just didn't know. You didn't know if they were going to say yes or no. I mean, you had a vibe if you knew and you were in the classes with them and, you had a bit of a vibe that they liked it. But it was like, here are the fees, yes or no, would you like to become, and you do all the right terminology and the words and all that type of stuff, rapport building. But at the end of the day, there was that, do you want this, yes or no? And then basically it was either yes and cool, you do this paperwork, or it was no, and then you have to go into that whole objection handling, well, why is that? Well, is it the fee? They go, oh, the fees are a bit high, and then you have to go into that whole, that whole thing there.
And you're lost by that point because you haven't really understood them. Right? And that's key. And it becomes very difficult when you've got a big school because you've got so many prospects in the pipeline. And you've got to be like, oh, that's right, that's Lucy's confidence problem. She's getting her confidence up, and that's what really is holding her back from committing, or whatever it is, right? Smaller school, a little bit easier. You sort of do get much more person involved, right? So systemizing that process is also key.
I think it's important to note, as we spoke about before, that we in our intro process say that you're trialing the classes as well as we're trialing you. And they actually fill out just the personal details, but an application form, right? And then what happens is, by the time they come to that join-up meeting, the program director has got the form out and they've got all the details of all the things that they want to achieve and, etc., all the issues they made or challenges they've had in the past. They also have a section there saying, how did the student go in class? Would they be a good fit for this? And it's almost like that whole, look, I've got this from the instructor and they said you did a great job in class. They said that you came early, it was fantastic, and you actually would be a really good fit for the class. So, you obviously know the fees, you know what the program's like. Are we good to go?
So look, I know that the process we talk about over the decade that we've been involved running business together, and then the decade prior to that where we were employees in a business, we have refined this process massively. And we've realised that you can have the enthusiasm all you want, and sometimes you're restricted in the fact that it takes one, it's a people sort of service where you've got a great sales guy who can sell ice to an Eskimo. But what we've done is taken that away from it, and the process we're about to talk about is even the most raw new staff member who's enthusiastic and follows the process can get that great conversion, that great experience with that person. So they're like, well, let's go. They're choosing to buy, not having to have the 20 years worth of sales experience. So when we are going through that meeting and they've come to that class or that space that we're about to sign them up for, what sort of do we have to go through? I know you mentioned at the start they'll have to fill out a personal application form and all the rest of it. There's some disqualification questions there that you sort of chat about. Then what happens once they've gone through that and you think they're a good fit? What do we do then? Is it simply just sign and let's go.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's, you've got everything laid out, and as, Eddie said, as a program director, you want to come as well armed as you can to know as much about this person or this family as you can. And it's hard in a big school, and that's why all your CRM, helps out, and your details and all the information sheets and that sort of stuff, all right? But at the end of the day, we want to also recommend and select the right program as well. So that comes part of it. It's like, this is the program that you're choosing. We fill out the form, and pretty much, it's it depends on your world right now. I know we try and digitalise everything as much as possible, so all iPads and autofill and all that type of stuff. But yeah, getting them to sign the dotted line, basically, that's where we're at.
So we're going to throw something it's something we've adopted recently, and it's through Eddie's influence, the influencer, the flip. The flip, okay, the trial flip.
The seal.
The flipper.
Like the seal.
That was flipper.
Oh my God.
He's working on that one.
So Eddie, tell us what, and again, this is something that's new to our organisation. We've been doing now for probably 6 months. The guys are refining this process and doing very well. What we've talked about just in the conversation prior to all of this is a system that still is in operation, but we've also got another level before that in the event that you just strike gold straight away.
Yeah, look, I mean, some people will walk in, they've been sold on brand, and they want to walk in and go, yep, got all the details, this is what it costs, this is how the system works, I'm ready to do martial arts, and they'll join. I'm that customer, right? So I will come in, I'll look at it all, and I'll go, yep, okay, I know everything, join me up. Right? I'm not afraid to try it, right? Yep. And I'm not price sensitive enough to really worry either. Now, those people don't want to go through a process, right? So if we're not in tune enough with them, then we can lose them in the process, right? So it's good to get those people in, do their intro and go, okay, cool. Well, look, I mean, we've got this 10 days for $10. Obviously, you'll roll into that. But after that, are you looking at joining up really? Like, you're actually looking at losing this much weight over this period of time. That's a longer term goal. Usually what we want to do is get their goals really specific, right? Because if their goals aren't specific in their mind, there's no plan for them, right? So for me, my goal is to work my way through to black belt. So there's no way I'm doing a trial and then, then I've got to come to another meeting. That would ruin the process for me.
Yep.
I've come in and I'll go, no, I do want to do the short trial. Great, low risk. But then I'm just going to join straight after.
Yep.
So I can sign on the dotted line on that day, right? And that is a trial flip because we're going from trial and we're flipping it into a membership automatically, right? That process will actually stop you losing people who are high commitment prospects up front.
Yeah.
And you've always got the trial and low risk on that on the back end. Anyway, so there's no risk. So if they're like, oh yeah, I feel like I want to do that yet. It's like, yeah, no worries, come in for the trial, see if you like it. Yeah. We'll roll from there. Right, so you've got that backup plan.
So we've got that process, and just to wrap it up, because this is a whole other video, we've got our standard process that we go through with these couple of stages, but then when we know we've struck goal, and issue straight away, we've asked the right question, we build that rapport. Day one, the minute they walk in, we've got that opportunity for them to move into being a client straight away, and we're getting some great success of that. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, hit us up, and we'll certainly create some material around it.
I mean, if the client has those things, like they have the 14-day cooling off period, we also would talk about the 3-month yellow belt money back guarantee. I mean, like, what service these days, high-end service, doesn't offer some sort of 30-day or guarantee for their product? It just removes that fear. So as a person, like you said, who is ready to go, well, why not create that opportunity for them to go?
Yeah, and it also smooths your process a little bit because they come in, they might do a short trial, sign, and they're done, right? Because they've got to sign their waiver for insurance and all that stuff anyway, and it's just less cumbersome process. They still do their trials, they still do their short paid trial or 7 days for free or whatever it is, but it just allows them to know that the plan is they're rolling through.
Yep.
And it's worth noting that if you are doing, a 30-day little short trial or planned trial of some sort, or even your normal prospecting coming through the website, free trial for 7 days, the prospect should know the whole plan at the first interaction. So you should be sitting there with them, and the most important thing to say, if you do nothing else in the sales process, is to say to them, look, what most people do is they come in, have a meeting with us, we pick out the right class timetable that fits your schedule, and find the program that's going to be perfect for you. Then you do a couple of trials, and after that we'll have a meeting, see how you went, see if it worked for you, and if you want to join our community. And they know that plan. So then it's not like, Come to another thing. Oh, what's next? Oh, and there's always this surprise.
Ta-da!
We're just going to have a catch up. Hey, join.
Yeah. Right? And that's actually uncomfortable for people.
Yeah.
But actually, people aren't adverse to a join up session if they know it's part of the plan and that's what's supposed to happen. People want to know the plan.
And the thing about that is when they're coming to a join up that they don't know is a join up and they don't bring their cards and their bank details, you know what I mean? That's another headache as well.
And then they've got to ask their wife, their kids, their dog, you know.
So look, guys, let's wrap it on that because this one's a whole nother kettle of fish. As I said before, if you're interested in finding out more about the flip process,
a kettle of fish. What is a kettle of fish?
All right,
that's another episode. That's a whole other kettle of fish.
All right, so
coffee, tea, kettle of fish.
Cool. All right, let's continue to move, and we will see you guys on the next one. I'm going to wrap it this time. I'm going to cut them off. We'll see you guys shortly.
Bye.